This tiny home behind me is going to be our home for the next 48 hours as a much needed break from the city grind. And it's located in upstate New York, out of all places. Come on, let me give you a tour.
Actually, let's start at the beginning. First of all, if you're new here, my name's Berenice. I live in New York City, and when an international trip is just not possible for whatever reason, we look to options nearby. So today that meant exploring a town in upstate New York. We started by taking the train in Harlem to Beacon, which is about 7 stops. And because this was a Friday evening, the fare was a bit pricier because it was considered peak time. I actually love taking the train because these views just never get old. We have made it to Beacon. From here, we have to take an Uber to the Airbnb, which should be about 30 to 40 minutes. But first, we had a quick stop before going to the Airbnb. Kushal here helped us choose a couple of goodies for the weekend. If you're ever in the area, he told us that they offer free wine tastings on Fridays. And at the time I filmed this, his friends and wife were in Dubai.
If my wife, Agenda, is watching, I really miss you, baby.
Aww.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Just in case you might see this little vlog, I hope they've been able to see each other since.
They're expecting you, right?
Yeah. This doesn't look like it.
It doesn't look like it. It's not it?
Oh.
No?
Our driver seemed really uneasy at the time, and I was just so happy to get out of the city that I was wearing my optimism glasses. But watching this back, pulling into the wrong driveway in upstate New York, even by accident, is not really something anyone of color would want to do.
What that looks like.
Oh yeah, it's in the back, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
But thankfully, it was the right house.
Enjoy the nature out here. Thank you, man.
So finally, we followed this well-laid path into our home for the
Oh,
weekend.
that's tiny. That's tiny.
It's a tiny house.
I know, but like, it's so tiny. I thought I could reach, but I can't. Almost. And look, it's plugged in, probably for electricity. There's a weird smell.
This is cute.
We quickly settled in and tried to familiarize ourselves with any quirks of the home.
I mean, where does it go?
I think it wraps everything, and then eventually somebody has to come in and like take it
Ooh,
out.
so it's like a bunch of little round balls of aluminum foil in it. I choose to go old school and go outside. I don't want to learn new things right now.
Nothing wrong with easing into these
Good
things,
old
okay?
tree and peace strategy never fails.
I can't even stand up straight here. It's so... I'll give you a proper tour before we leave, but this is actually pretty cool. I wish the door had a screen, that way you could leave the door open, but I'm excited to sleep here. And the bed feels comfy, very soft.
One of the ways we're keeping this trip affordable is by cooking as many meals as possible. So let me show you what we brought.
Eggs, yogurt, ginger beer, soup. Oh, you brought both for pancakes, seltzer water. Oh, you brought 2 of these?
Yeah.
More ginger beer.
Always can have more ginger beer.
And the wine we just bought.
I can do a tiny house. Baby, this is my first tiny house.
This is my first tiny house too. I mean, the camper van technically is a tiny house.
That is a camper van, not a tiny house.
It's a tiny house.
It's a van.
Though this tiny kitchen isn't technically perfect, it's a lot easier than cooking in our van from Iceland.
Ooh, I like that sound.
This was the perfect way to settle in and overall a great first night. We're planning to go for a hike in the morning, so tomorrow we're going to rent a car so we can be a bit more mobile. Good morning. We slept right here. That's the bedroom. It feels so nice to wake up to birds, and I think if you don't live in a city, you might not appreciate this as much, but not having left New York City for a month, it's really nice to know that this is still kind of like in our backyard. It's less than 2 hours away, so we're just renting out this. I wanted to go on a hike this morning, but we are having trouble finding a car. Everything is sold out, and the only place that has availability is kind of expensive, upwards of $220. It just doesn't feel worth it. So this morning I want to go to a farmer's market. It's one of my favorite. They have such good apple cider donuts. I'm excited for those. And then we're going to make breakfast, spend the afternoon working, and check out a vineyard or something fun. But as of right now, I'm just enjoying nature and all the sounds I don't get to hear in the city. So because we don't have a car, I just called an Uber to take me to the farmer's market. And I'm super excited because I really love that place. Good morning.
My father is, he's not gonna.
Thank you so much, you too. Walking in, you immediately smelled all the freshness from the bakery, especially I think I'm smelling the donuts. I can't wait to get my hands on them, but I want to walk around a little bit first. Can I have a cinnamon twist? Yeah. And a dozen apple cider donuts? Definitely bought way too much stuff for one more night here. We got some stuff to grill for later and some things that in general I kind of just want to take home, but hopefully we use up most of this stuff by today. It came out to like $80 plus the bakery items, which were like 20 bucks. And I just got a lift and it's not arriving for 15 minutes. I should have called it an hour ago. While we have 14 minutes now waiting for the lift, I want to tell you why I chose this Airbnb. The camper van experience in Iceland was so different than anything I'm used to. It was strange. I now crave similar experiences. While it wasn't perfect, especially at night, we had trouble finding campsites to plug in the van for heat. Outside of that, I really enjoyed the freedom. It was interesting being in such a confined space. So when we were looking for a place up here, for some reason, I gravitated towards tiny homes and cabins. The one that I actually wanted was a little bit extreme. In the description, they mentioned that there was no electricity, no Wi-Fi, no running water. Maybe eventually we can try something like that. This one was like a nice in-between. This smells so good. I'm so excited to eat it. Breakfast overall was really simple, but what I enjoyed the most about this was taking advantage of the outdoor space and eating outside. I love that they included outdoor furniture for us.
I don't like hiking.
Even though these legs are made for walking, I am not trying to meet Jesus today.
Are you happy to have coffee?
Sí, mucho happy. Now I'm gonna go take a nap. JD's mad because we can't go out and hike and climb mountains and touch the moon. I just want a pillow.
I'm not gonna lie, the only reason I went all the way to the farmer's market this morning is for these donuts. I had this place bookmarked from when we randomly went one day and I've always wanted to go back. Just for those donuts. It's just like I remember. Very soft and melts in your mouth. And I got the apple cider with cinnamon sugar. So good. Right now I'm having it with wine. And I got no work done because it put me straight to sleep. Completely knocked out.
Welcome aboard, sunshine.
I'm half asleep.
Don't feel bad.
They were aware that there was a house in the back.
Yeah, he said maybe it might be this road or this road, so that's where I was heading. I just turned around
Yeah.
and hit me up. No worries.
And the moment I walked out, he was driving away.
This driver also had a hard time finding our Airbnb, but luckily he didn't leave us and we found him just in time.
Alright, you go there, I go there. And they got us right here.
We came to this vineyard just for the vineyard, but apparently there's a sangria festival happening, so it's packed. The views are beautiful, the vibes are good. There's also pizza, a pizza oven. They are playing bachata. I'm gonna try to get a sangria. We also came at the right time because we didn't have to pay. Hey.
They put too much green on it.
That was such a blast. We didn't know that there was a festival there today. We came at the right time because we didn't have to pay. We came when it was kind of like almost over. We were only able to get one glass each of sangria. The mojito was real good. It was way better than the dragon fruit, but it was so much fun. The DJ was so cool. He played everything, catered to everybody.
Y'all know the wobble? Right side.
No one knows the wobble.
This transition's been on point.
Oh, that's his way of kicking us out. Are they? It was awesome. So pretty.
And what we used to do as kids is catch them and put them in a jar, a glass jar, and they just light up the glass jar. And it's so cool to have in your room at night a glass jar of fireflies just lighting it up. That's what poor folk do in the country. We don't got fancy money for glow lights and stuff.
Okay, Kentucky.
We just got firefly glass. They played an all-star game. And they lost to them.
Good morning. Today's the day I'm gonna give you a full tour of this place. I feel like for this place specifically, it's better if you have a car because we've been taking Ubers the whole time. We went for a walk around the property, which was pretty nice. It's a large enough space, especially when you live in like a New York closet, you know what I mean?
Back in the day when kids used to be kids. Yo, this left leg coming up is hilarious.
Leave me alone.
Who taught you how to throw? Jesus. So you just need to just follow through.
So that's
Shishito peppers.
This turned into what else can we grill? So we're grilling onions too. And so we have grilled corn, lightly toasted Tuscan bread from the market, eggs, of course, grilled onions, and shishito peppers. Is this one of the most random combination of foods? Yeah, probably. But I think we did a really good job at using what we had instead of trying to curate a perfect menu, which would be a little bit more wasteful. Instead, we used what we had and just whatever we were in the mood for, and everything tasted so good. It was a really lovely morning. Now that you're caught up with the full experience, let's hit play on the tour.
Come on, let me give you a tour. Ever since our camping experience in Iceland, staying in that tiny camper van, for some reason I've been obsessed with unique accommodation, I guess, and tiny home living. So this is our first time staying in one of these, and I want to give you a full tour. Starting with the outdoors, we have a giant yard. We also have a dining situation outside with 2 chairs and a grill. We always take off our shoes just to make sure we're not tracking dirt inside. It's a very tiny home, which means that it's probably easy to get dirty. Right when you walk in, we have the kitchen, which comes with a nice full-size fridge, and we have a microwave up there. Comes equipped with pretty much anything you can need for cooking, drinking. And right here we have our toaster, kettles, pots and pans. The people who have been here before, I think, have left things for the next person to use. What are we leaving? Are we leaving anything?
Butter.
Let me show you the bathroom. For a tiny home, this bathroom is actually a pretty normal sized bathroom. The one thing I can say is the sink is very small, so like when I was trying to wash my face yesterday, it was really hard not to spill any water on the floor. Very normal sized shower. What I really appreciate about this place though is this little mirror, which I know is a woman's touch. So the most interesting part about this bathroom is the toilet. It's a Laveo toilet, so it's a dry toilet, doesn't use any water. How this works is you do your business and then you press this little button, it wraps everything up and flushes, but without water. And from what I've heard on YouTube, these things are very expensive. When we first walked into this Airbnb, there was a weird smell and I didn't know where it was coming from, but it's coming from the bathroom, which I didn't realize until yesterday. I do appreciate that they have, I think, what is potpourri, or at least something that to make this smell good, but I think it might have run out because all I smell is kind of whatever's in here. Moving on to the living room, which is right behind us. We have a dining table, which you can fold and retract if you don't want to use it and if you want more space. Comes with 2 chairs, and we have this couch, which is kind of comfortable. Kind of. After 2 nights of sleeping here, your back might hurt. This also pulls out into a bed somehow. There we go. Like this. I like how easy it is to set this up and put it back. Here we have 2 drawers with just extra linens and towels. I wish we had space to put our things because we're sort of forced to only leave them kind of like on the floor right here. There's no place to actually put your luggage, you know? And it makes it a little bit hard to keep the space tidy. The only reason it's tidy now is because we're checking out. Let's go upstairs. Upstairs we have the bedroom. I'm about 5'5½", maybe 5'6". And this is how I can stand up. And then we have where we sleep. What I do appreciate about this place the most is the windows. Leaving these open at night, it's so cool in here and it makes it a little bit better to sleep. There's a fan and there's also AC, which is one of the reasons we chose this place because the other tiny home we were looking at for this weekend had no electricity, no running water, no Wi-Fi. This feels like a much better start into this world of exploring tiny homes. Did I say I like the windows? Okay. On the other side is where there's like a lounge area and a TV. So to get upstairs, you can either climb straight up or pull this out into an angle and you would climb up. Let me show you what it looks like. So that's the little nook. They need to screw this in. That's the little nook and that's the TV. If you're wondering how we get gas and all these things, I was curious as well yesterday and took a little tour. Like our van, this has an outlet right here. I think this is connected to the main house. There's another house that you can rent. I believe it's on Airbnb as well, but I think this is where the power is coming from, which is powering our AC, the lights. Towards the back, there's also this giant green thing, which I think is where our water is. I think. And then this looks like, it says air conditioner on it, so I think that this powers the air conditioner. And this is for gas. I think that's how everything works. They look to all be connected together. Anyway, this is Berenice. Our Uber is here to go back to the city. Thank you for checking out this vlog. Let me know if you enjoyed it and if you'd like to see more like this for quick little getaways from the city. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.